Hi, hello and welcome back to F1 Challenge VB. My name is Mephisto and our journey through the history of Formula 1 continues today with the opening round of the 1969 season, the South African Grand Prix. But before we begin, I would like to, as always, thank you all for your support. It really means a lot to me. I'm happy to see this small community of ours slowly grow. It makes all of this worthwhile. So really thank you. I would also like to say hi to any new subscribers. Thank you for joining, and of course, thank you to everyone who took part in the straw poll, which is a way for you guys to interact with this series directly by choosing which teams Andy drives for in any given season. Speaking of which, you guys knocked it out of the park this time. I was quite shocked to see how many people participated in the straw poll. This is actually a new record for the channel and the series. So, how many people voted exactly? 135. That's how many. That number is really insane. So thank you guys all so much for taking part in this. I never expected this many people to vote. But anyway, let us break down the results and see what team Andy will be driving in this, his final season in Formula 1. 6 of the teams haven't received a single vote. They are John Marion F1 team, Paul Seitz Racing, Jack Holm Racing Team, Colin Crabb Antique Automobiles, Rick Parnell Racing Limited and Rob Walker Racing Team. Silvio Moser Racing Team only received 1 vote, Brabham Racing Development and Owen Racing Organization received 3 votes each, Team Gunston and Bruce McLaren Motor Racing received 4 votes each, Team Lawson had 5 votes, Matra International had 13 votes, 14 people voted for Gold Leaf Team Lotus, 15 voted for Écurie Bonnier, Scuderia Ferrari received 22 votes, making them the 3rd most popular choice. The 2nd most popular team was Frank Williams Racing Cars with 25 votes. However, the winning team by only 1 vote was Pete Lovely Volkswagen Incorporated with 26 votes. So we will be driving for Pete Lovely this season, and hopefully things will turn out a bit better than they did in 1968. This being Andy's final season in Formula 1, I would like it if he could end his career on a high note. But we will have to see how things develop. Once again, thank you to those of you who took part in the straw poll. I really enjoy seeing what sort of teams you guys are interested in, and of course, thank you to everyone for your continued support. Without you, none of this would be possible. After all, it wouldn't make sense to make videos no one is interested in, but it looks like you guys enjoy my terrible videos for whatever reason, so I'll keep making them for as long as possible. With that out of the way, let's have a quick look at what happened during the real 1969 season. The season started on the 1st of March and ended on the 19th of October. It was made up of 15 races, 11 of them were part of the World Championship, whilst the remaining 4 were non-championship events. Jackie Stewart won the 1969 world title by winning 6 of the 11 races and scoring a total of 63 points. Jackie Higgs came in 2nd with 2 victories and 37 points. And McLaren ended the season in 3rd with 26 points. He hasn't won a single race the entire season, with his best result being 2nd place in Spain. So that covers the drivers. Let's now move on to the constructors. Once again, the top of the tables were dominated by teams sporting Ford engines, just like in 1968. The manufacturer's title went to Matra Ford. They won 6 of the 11 races and scored 66 points. Brabham Ford ended the season in 2nd with winning 2 races and scoring 49 points, or 51 with the drop points, whilst Lotus Ford managed to finish the season in 3rd. They also won 2 races, but only managed to score 47 points. So that was a brief look at the 2 championships. There's not much left to talk about really. Thankfully there were no deaths in 1969, so that's always nice to hear. I should probably mention though that there was a small rule change regarding wings in 1969. At the beginning there were a number of teams that had wings strapped to long, thin struts, both in the front and the back of the cars. These proved to be very dangerous, however. As I said multiple times already, these early wings didn't produce anywhere near the amount of downforce modern wings do. However, they produced just enough to put a lot of strain on the tall, thin struts to which they were bolted to. And after a couple of wings breaking off during practice for the Monaco Grand Prix, wings were banned completely. However, they returned shortly after, but the high wings used by some of the teams didn't return. This is when we kind of start to see more conventional wing placements on cars, I guess. And with that, let's move on and take a look at the opening round of the 1969 season, the South African Grand Prix. It was held on the 1st of March, it had 18 entries, all of them took part in the race with 10 ending up retiring. The race consisted of 80 laps completed in 1 hour, 50 minutes and 39 seconds. Brabham started the race from pole but retired on lap 32 due to handling problems. Rindt started from second but retired on lap 44 thanks to a broken fuel pump. Holm was third on the grid, Stewart fourth, Eamon fifth but retired on lap 34 with a blown engine, and Andretti started the race from sixth but retired on lap 31 with a broken gearbox. After a phenomenal race, Stewart took the lead and won the South African Grand Prix from Hill, who climbed from 7th to 2nd and crossed the line 18.8 seconds after Stewart. Holm kept his starting position and finished the race in 3rd, he was 31.8 seconds behind. Siffert climbed from 12th to 4th, he was 49.2 seconds behind. McLaren went from 8th to 5th, he was 1 lap down, and Jean-Pierre Beltois, who started the race from 11th, rounded off the top 6, he was 2 laps adrift. The fastest man of the race proved to be Jackie Stewart, who posted a time of 1 minute 21.6 seconds on lap 50. Welcome to the fantastic Kyalami Circuit, where a lap starts off with a long run down into turn 1, a medium speed right-hander. Next is turn 2, another medium speed right-hander, which is followed by turn 3, a high speed left-hand kink. Turn 4 is up next, a medium speed right-hander, which leads into turn 5, a tight 90-degree left-hander. A quick burst of power and we arrive into the S's, a medium speed left-right chicane. Next up is turn 8, a tight right-hander, and lastly we come through turn 9, a fast right-hand kink that brings us around onto the main straight, and that is a lap around the Kyalami Circuit. And here we are in qualifying for the South African Grand Prix. There are cars all over the track as we set our first timed lap, a 1:21.477, which isn't all that good, so I wanted to improve on that. Cars still on the track all over the place, and I managed to set a 1:21.020. Not a huge improvement, but it was a significant amount, so hopefully it will be good for us. As we now go to the South African Grand Prix, the race day itself. Here are the previous South African Grand Prix winners. Haven't won here at all yet, but there's still time. Who knows, maybe, maybe not. But we have a nice sunny day, so hopefully things will stay the same. It's a very nice way to start the season off, so let's take a look at the grid lineup, where we have Jackie Stewart on pole with Jackie X in second, Bruce McLaren in third, Joe Siffert fourth, fifth, John Love, quite interesting to see him so high up, and Graham Hill rounding off the top 6. Then in 7th we have Chris Amon, 8th is Jean-Pierre Beltois, followed by Denny Holm in 9th, 10th Van Rooyen, that's quite interesting to see him up there as well, Jochen Rindt 11, 12th Piers Courage, 13th Pedro Rodriguez, 14th Jockey Oliver, 15th John Surtees, Andy Higgs 16th, starting quite well I guess, 17th Jack Brabham, 18th Silvio Moser, 19th Joe Bonnier, 20th Mario Andretti, Vic Alford, 21st Bill Bragg, 22nd, 23rd is Sam Tingle, followed by LPs in 24th, 25th John Courts, 26th Peter de Klerk, 27th Johnny Servoz Gavin, and Derek Bell bringing the rear of the lineup in 28th. Only 28 cars on the grid this season, so a slightly smaller grid, but should still be quite interesting and fun. Anyway, here we are for the South African Grand Prix, starting from 16th, and we are off, and there's a Lotus that's having problems starting their car. Whatever happened, I'm not quite sure, but we are away. We lost a couple of positions because I had to get around the Lotus, but we're slowly gaining positions as we overtake Bill Bragg for 19th. Now can we get around Bonnier in front of us? I don't know, but we'll find out I guess. I'm trying to get close to him. I'm pulling alongside him through turn 2 here, but I cannot quite keep up through the corner, so I have to fall back down as we come through the kink here, and he goes wide and off the track. Somehow manages to keep his speed up, and he keeps his position for the time being. As we take a look at a replay of the start, we see the Lotus there in the back being pushed aside by a couple of cars as we try and fight for position, racing towards turn 1 again, we lost a couple of positions, and I was trying to regain positions, but it proved to be a little bit more difficult at this stage in the race. Anyway, here's a replay of De Klerk, who crashes into the Lotus, loses his front right wheel, and he's out of the race, obviously. And here we are looking at Jukon Rind's Lotus, who has a clutch problem, and that's why he was unable to start. Anyway, towards the end of lap 1, we see Johnny Servosgaven just pulling to the side there of the track and retiring from the race. And then we see Jackie Oliver and Denny Holm crashing into one another. Jackie Oliver went very wide. Actually, it was Denny Holm who went very wide. They crashed into one another, and that is the end of the race. Also, Brabham retired during that scuffle, so well, what can I say? Not a good start for them, as we now come towards the end of lap 1, and we managed to gain a couple more positions. Just overtook Andretti, and now we overtake Silvio Moser for 10th, doing quite well at the moment, but obviously the race is still long, so a lot could still happen. As we take a look at a replay of John Love coming into the pits towards the end of lap 2 for whatever reason, and he is out of the race. And so does Pedro Rodriguez. I'm not quite sure why the AI is pulling into the pits on only lap 2, but they are, and that's the end of their race. And here is Joe Siffert following suit. This is quite weird. I really don't understand what's happening. And here now we see Joe Bonnier coming into the pits as well. I really have no words to say what's happening. This is just lap 2 once again. So anyway, towards the end of lap 2, Surtees managed to set the fastest lap of the race, so congratulations to him. As we now go towards the end of lap 2, where I go wide through that right-hander, then Silvio Moser crashed into me, spun me around, and well, I lost a bunch of position. As we now move on to lap 6, when Jean-Pierre Beltois retired, so we move back up into 12th, and we're chasing after Andretti at the moment. As we take a look at a replay of Beltois, who goes wide through that penultimate corner, crashes into the Armco, loses his front left, and he is out of the race. As we now start lap 8, Bruce McLaren and Jackie Stewart are all out of the race as well, so we gain 2 more positions, which is very, very nice. As we take a look at a replay of Jackie Stewart also going wide through that penultimate corner, crashing into the Armco and losing his front left wheel. That's quite interesting. Both Matras did the same thing. As we take a look at a replay of McLaren coming into the pits to retire for whatever reason. Lap 12 now, and we're still chasing after Mario Andretti, who's about 3 seconds off the road, and we have a replay of John Kortz coming through turn 1 here. He pulls to the side of the track, and he is out of the race, probably brake or suspension problems. Lap 13, and we catch up to a few back markers and a couple of cars. We overtake Van Rooyen for 9th, and we're now taking a look at Andretti in his slipstream. Can we overtake him? Yes, we can. That's 8th place. Quite nice for us, and we're now chasing down after Derek Bell. Lap 14, I go wide into the chicane here, which forces me off the track. That allows Andretti to regain his position. However, I managed to overtake him once again very soon after. And now we're taking a look at Derek Bell. We overtake him, and that's 7th. Just 1 place below the points. Can we get a point today? That would be absolutely fantastic if we could here on lap 15. As we take a look at a replay of Pierce Courage coming into the pits to retire as well. So that is yet another retirement. Lap 17, and we catch up to Silvio Moser. We are in 6th now, thanks to that final retirement, and we now move up into 5th, chasing after Chris Amon at the moment. Lap 18 now, trying to pull away from Moser, but he's right on our gearbox. As we take a look at a replay of Sam Tingle coming through the penultimate corner there. We see his smoke coming from his engine, and obviously that is the end of his race. Lap 23 now, and Chris Amon is out of the race. That means 4th place for us. As we take a look at a replay of Chris Amon going wide through that penultimate corner, crashing into the Armco and losing his front left wheel. That corner proved to be quite a problem for a lot of people. As we take a look at a replay of X coming around to cross the line, and Wendy South African Grand Prix. Congratulations to X, he did a fantastic job. So yeah, well done. As we ourselves now come around to win, well, not win, but finish the race in 4th place. That's absolutely fantastic. Graham Hill 2nd, John Surtees 3rd, 5th, Silvio Mazer, Andretti 6th. Obviously John Surtees managed to post the fastest lap of the race, so congratulations to him. And here are the retirements. A lot of people retired. Only 10 of the 28 people managed to actually finish the race, so there were quite a few retirements, but that was a pretty good way to start this season in my opinion. We didn't win the race, but not only did we manage to complete the race, but we actually managed to score points. So I'm very happy about that. But now let's move on, and here are the career statistics. This was Andy's 174th Grand Prix. His best start is from first, has 16 pole positions, has set 29 fastest laps. His best finishes in first, has completed 104 races, 80 of them in the points, has won 44 Grand Prix, 4 at the Indianapolis 500, 6 in Monaco, has 8 championships under his belt, has scored a total of 533 points, has retired 70 times, has experienced 3,597 out of 4,528 laps, has 8 bronze trophies, 17 silver trophies, 44 gold trophies, and as an extension 44 podiums. And here's a quick look at the championship standings. Obviously nothing has changed, it's the same as the race order. Jackie X is leading now the championship with Graham Hill in 2nd, Surtees 3rd, 4th, Andy Higgs 5th, Silvio Mazer. Mario Andretti is 6th, the last person with points, and bringing up the bottom of the Drivers' Championship is Vic Alford down in 28th, who was disqualified. I'm not quite sure what he did actually, because looking at the replay file, I saw him actually race all the way to the end, so he must have done something at some point to be disqualified, but yeah, I'm not quite sure why he was disqualified, so that's why there was no replay of that. Anyway, let's move on to the Constructors now, where we have Brabham Motor Racing Development taking the lead of the Constructors Championship with Gold Leaf Team Loaders in 2nd, Owen Racing Organization 3rd, Pete Lovely Volkswagen Incorporated 4th, 5th, Silvio Mazer, the last team with points. And bringing up the bottom of the Constructors Championship are Colin Crabb Antique Automobiles. So that was the 1969 South African Grand Prix, the season opener. Once again, I'm very happy about how the race turned out. Obviously, scoring points is very good at any times, especially after that horrible 1968 season Andy had. So yeah, I'm really happy. Hopefully this is a sign of things to come during the season. I'm not hoping to win the championship itself, but I would like to score consistently as possible, and maybe win a couple of races here and there. But that is it for this video. And unlike in the previous seasons, this time you guys will have 2 things to vote for. First off, you will have to vote for a name for Andy Higgs' son, as well as the team you would like to see Andy's son drive for in 1970. So there will be links to both of these straw polls in the description. Although you don't have to use both of them, you can just click on one and then scroll up or down. I'm not sure which is going to be first, which is going to be second. I think I'm going to put the teams list first and the straw poll for the names second. So yeah, that's that. You can either click on each link individually, or you can click on one of them and just scroll up or down the page to vote for the team you would like to see Andy's son drive for in 1970 and the name you would like Andy's son to have. So I hope I made myself clear there. I'm a bit out of it today. I don't feel quite 100%, so I'm sorry if I sound a little bit weird. But anyway, if you need any clarification with any of this, feel free to leave a comment, and I will do my best to try and answer your questions. But yeah, that is it for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed. Thank you all so much for watching, and as always, stay sharp.